I'll just change the camera angle here. Now from here they filmed a lot of the scenes from the On the Buses film. Filmed here the scenes from the opening credits of On the Buses. There's parts here that they filmed when the bus is heading up in this direction past these houses, which was green backing. So it's green screen backing, so it makes it appear that Reg is actually driving the bus, and the bus is heading up past these houses in the background, which he obviously it wasn't. It was just all filmed on a truck, the camera on the back of a truck, and then they superimpose that onto the background of Stan's cab. You see a part like that wall in between the two houses over there as well. We do get to see in the film. So we see the buses heading up along in this direction, but the camera then switches, which I'll show you in a minute. It switches to this angle, and we see this tree just when the people are actually waiting here at the bus stop, and the bus passes them by, and it says shouts out to them, full up. And that is where this was all filmed here, and the bus heads off in this direction. It heads up towards the shopping parade, which is just up here. Back in the day, up here, this pub here is the Oak today. It was a public house, but I do believe it was called the Shooting Star, I think the name of it was. That's where they filmed the opening scenes from the On the Buses film. We'll just carry on walking in this direction. So if anybody's watching and they want to ask any questions, you can do, feel free. Anybody wants to make any donations, they'd be all gratefully received as well. They all go towards paying towards making these trips possible, these videos possible. You can know what you can do, you can throw in whatever the amount of donation, every little bit helps. So heading along here, and I'll turn around once we get to this relevant point. This is where, when the bus actually pulls up in front of the actual shops here. So the Kid Ream shop here is what was the grocery store, which you can see there. You can see the grey tiling, which you see behind Mum when she gets credited, sorry. So this was a grocery store back in the day. And the bus actually comes along in this direction, stops here. These houses you see in the background, you see there's a milk float park roughly where that red car is in the film as well when they're doing the opening credits. Now, you can see it was at a turnaround point for the bus, and the bus terminus does still stop down there to this very day there. So it was all filmed here. The giveaway signs as well, which is always nice. These water hydrants that you see on the pavement are all still there as well. You can see the 1, 2 there, but then this is where the bus stops and it says jump on Mum. Mum's standing right in front of that grey tiling there. Arthur's standing here and he holds the door open for Olive, who comes out with the shopping. And by this time you see the people rushing up from the bus stop, which is beyond the pub sign there, which today is the Oak, but back in the day it was the Shooting Star. So I'm just going to head across up towards the next set of locations that are in this area here. As I say, anybody wants to make a donation, all gratefully received. So I'll head off into the next locations up here. Oh, this is like North Borehamwood, which is around about 1.5 miles to the north of Elstree Studios, where they filmed the 3 spin-off films. So the next scene that I'm going to take you to is where we see the bus once it gets diverted with the diversion signs, and the women bus driver goes through a housing sort of like complex. I didn't see that. I've just been trying a new set and it allowed me to film in the horizontal mode, but people are telling me to turn the phone I've turned the phone. There you go. Hope you can, you're still seeing this okay. But this here, we're going on now to just to the location where we see the bus pulling down into a side street once it's being diverted. Yeah, hi, Fox Mulder. So, sorry about that with the video at the start. When I get the chance, I will go down and see if I can edit that out. So here we are. This is the top of Cromwell Road here. So there is the camera films the bus from I mean, it's terrible, the parking here. It's got absolutely worse. You can't even walk down the pavement here. You can see in front of me, it's absolutely packed with parked vans and cars. But this is where we see the bus heading along in this direction up in ahead of me. It's heading along here and then it turns and comes down this street here, which is Cromwell Road. So I'll head on down to the next part where they filmed from, which is on the corner of a side street off of Cromwell Road here. And then you'll get an idea as well of the filming spots. So Darrington Road, they would have filmed with the cameras on the corner of this road here. And I'll turn and show you the angle that you would have got as the bus heads towards the camera here. So it would have been heading down in this direction, and you can see across to the top of the road here, it would have filmed the bus heading down in this direction. Carries on down. Now you can see these houses back in the day, they were all of a totally different facade. The houses are the same, but they've had new brick frontage put on, whereas back in the day they were all white paintwork. My guess is they were all part of a local council scheme, and since then a lot of these houses have become privately owned. So obviously they've done as they want with them. It's the same with on either side of the road. It's all like it's all the same sort of brickwork they've had. They've certainly tidied it up a heck of a lot, but it's sad to see cars parked as well back there, right on the roads and everything like that. So we see the bus heading down in this direction now, down to the foot of the road here. What I'll do is as well, after I've covered these locations, I will go offline for a bit and come back on again, and because there are other ones within maybe around about a 10-minute walk from here, which I will cover again. But I'll let you go and grab a cup of tea and such like if you want, and I'll be back online again to do another video. But there's 2 or 3 more around it down here. Now if you look to the end of this road here, you can see a lamppost. This lamppost is where you see the diversion sign on it. So it's still there, the lamppost, and the diversion sign is showing the direction for the bus to turn in this direction. The houses and all that in the background that you see, there are remnants of the hedges, but the hedges in the fronts of the gardens used to go all the way up there. But some of them have been removed because some people are using it for places to park cars and such like, as is the way nowadays. So after seeing that lamppost, the bus heads off down in this direction. And then we get another shot further on down on this pavement, the camera's perched. It'd be right down on the, before we turn back into Darrington Road, where the camera would have been perched, where this white car is up in front of us. I remember when I was here about maybe 3 years ago, I got stopped by police. Who actually asked me what I was doing, and I did have a copy of my book, and they actually took my details. So it's you've got to watch what you're doing when you're recording these sort of things, because it is very sort of like as people get sensitive to you. So if I walk back in if you look back in this direction, it films the bus actually coming around the corner here as well. The camera would have stayed here because it actually rotates as the bus goes past the camera. And if you look across the road, you'll see another lamppost, because that is where another diversion sign is, and it's pointing them in the direction to go down this way, which the bus actually does, and then it cuts to the bus going back into the studio soundstage 5, although that is a good maybe 2 miles to the west of where we are now, so to the south. So that covers the locations that are all in this area to a large degree. As I said, there's others in about a 10-minute walk away, which I'll come back online, and I'll do another walk around through those filming locations. So stay tuned, and I will be back. And thank you very much for the kind donation, Lisa, as well. It's all very much appreciated. So I will be back in about 10 minutes time. Okay.